Hi, everyone. Susan Gerbic. Thank you for this question that was given to me by a friend of mine named Greg. Somebody has posted, some guy has posted, and I'll show you the video. It's about 2 minutes long. He has posted that he has figured out that the Wikipedia page for Bill Clinton has had all the references to Jeffrey Epstein removed from the Wikipedia article. Therefore, it's a political something, 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 and conspiracy and Hillary and blah, 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 because that's what he thinks. He doesn't know how Wikipedia works. Have you ever heard of the phrase Dunning-Kruger? That's what he should look up on Wikipedia. So he doesn't know how it works, how Wikipedia works. And he's made an assumption based on his political beliefs. He's forming a conspiracy when the information is right there and you could easily check it. But, that's not how you get clicks on videos, which is why I have almost no views on my videos, because I'm not after clickbait. I'm just trying to set the record straight. So let's look at what he says, and then let's look at the reality, and we'll see what's going on, because you got to be careful, because this is how conspiracy theories are formed. And this guy's he's got 54,000 likes, 54,000 likes. Scary, because his information is incorrect. So let's look at his statements, and then we'll go back and we'll talk about him.
Dude, they're deleting Epstein connections off of Wikipedia right now. I was working on something for a little documentary today and went to go and look at Bill Clinton's Wikipedia page to get the number of times he flew on Epstein's plane. And it turns out that Epstein is only mentioned one time on Bill Clinton's Wikipedia page. And it's in the footnotes in reference to Jennifer Epstein, Clinton family speeches, netted as much as $26 million. Excuse me? So I went to the Wayback Machine and found out when did they delete all of this. Because it used to mention Epstein 47 different times. Because there used to be a whole section about his relationship with Jeffrey Epstein, which was, shall we say, extensive? And so it turns out, sometime on July 22nd, someone deleted all of Bill Clinton's connections to Jeffrey Epstein from Wikipedia. And ever since July 22nd of this year, no Wikipedia editor has saw fit to change that. That is despite numerous witnesses extensively documenting Bill Clinton's friendship with Epstein and his indulgence in the services. That is despite Bill Clinton threatening news publications for talking about it. Bill Clinton being photographed numerous times with his buddy. Bill Clinton being photographed with girls. Jeffrey Epstein literally had this painting of Bill Clinton in his apartment. Can't imagine what that means, but it's just weird timing. Why do you think Bill Clinton is having his Epstein section deleted from Wikipedia right now? I mean, all that I can come up with is Hillary's up to some shit, but what do you think is going on? All right, never mind. I thought a little bit more about it, and as I was about to publish this, there's one more really obvious reason why that might be happening. I think it's a little too easy to forget that Bill Clinton was the president of the fucking United States of America. And Jeffrey Epstein reportedly visited the fucking White House on several occasions. The dude was a sexual blackmailer for Israel, for Mossad. He used kids to blackmail people for Israel. Bill Clinton was the president of the United States. I think we gloss.
Okay. So what he's saying is that the Wikipedia page for Bill Clinton has had all removals of Jeffrey Epstein from the Bill Clinton Wikipedia page. That's true. They're gone. But he's saying that it disappeared completely and it's not going to come back, and they are hiding all this. Okay. Well, there is no they. It's only us and other editors who edit Wikipedia having discussions, and it's all transparent, you guys. There is no reason to use the Wayback Machine. I've heard that from other people who use the Wayback Machine to find Wikipedia articles, like when changes are made, and it's odd. Why would you use the Wayback Machine when there is a history section on every Wikipedia page? Everything's transparent, you guys. Okay. So if you're looking for conspiracies, I suppose you could find one if you want, but here's the facts, all right? So the Bill Clinton Wikipedia page is public. It is had a lot of changes to it. It's a locked page because I don't want just anybody coming in here like this guy who thinks he knows what he's talking about, going in and removing things. So what I'm showing you first is the Bill Clinton Wikipedia article. And this is shows you how things can get changed. So on the left-hand side in this column is what was on the Wikipedia page before it was changed. And what is on the right-hand side is things can only get wetter account making a change. And here is the reason for the change according to things can only get wetter. All right. Moved a good faith paragraph to post-presidency and sexual misconduct sub-articles. Okay. What good faith paragraphs? Okay. So what does that mean? So he's saying this editor, who I don't know if is a male or female, things can only get wetter, has said that they're going to make this change. It's a good faith change. In other words, I'm doing this out of good faith, which is a pillar of Wikipedia. I'm making this change transparently, that we're going to transfer the Epstein sexual misconduct information that was on the Bill Clinton page to another Wikipedia article about the post-presidency of Bill Clinton. So Bill Clinton is so famous and has so many notifications, so much information that one Wikipedia page is not enough for Bill Clinton. So they have Bill Clinton, the man who was, where he was raised, who his parents were, like an overview of his life. And then they have his presidency, and then they have post-presidency. So this person removed that section and was very transparent about it. So it was no big, scary conspiracy. There's ways of looking at this editor's past views. You just click on the word contributions right there in that little link, and it'll go to every edit this man or woman or whatever, things can only get wetter, this editor's edits. I'm not really interested in what this person has been doing in the past. It's just falling further down into a conspiracy rabbit hole where you're trying to look at, well, what's their motivation and why? Well, they just told you. They're moving it to a different article because it just doesn't seem to be in the right place here. That's clear. It was done February 22nd, 2024. Oh, July 22nd, 2024. Sorry. So this guy on TikTok, oh yeah, he wrote, this is from July, I'm sorry, July 21st, 2024, or 2025. So a year later, he's posting on TikTok or made a video that they're doing it right now. Well, okay, not really. Whatever. He doesn't know. He's looking on the Wayback Machine. Good Lord, why? All right, so on every Wikipedia article, and this has always been there, it is not just added recently, there is a view history button right here. See that view history button? If you click on it, it tells you every edit ever done on the Wikipedia page to the moment. So at 7/27, August 20th, this editor made this change, took away 21 characters and changed this little thing. What do they change? And changed the words "and Barack Obama." Took that off for some reason. I mean, we could figure it out if we really wanted to. Every one of these dates, if you click on this link right here, it'll bring you back to the Wikipedia page for that date and that time. So every post is transparent. Okay, that's the history, view history. It's always been there. That click is there. There's also a talk page. And if you look at the talk page, let's click on the talk page, you can see discussions with editors. Now, these editors are having this long discussion. These are not like, they're just editors. I don't know who they are. They're just people who are interested in this topic. It's not a topic I have any interest in or my team to be interested in, because this is just going to waste your life with conversations. So it says here, want to add new information about Bill Clinton? Please consider choosing the most appropriate article. For example, post-presidency of Bill Clinton, or dozens of other places listed in the Bill Clinton series. Let's see what that is. Well, let me just click on it and I'll click back. There's a template for Bill Clinton series. There's all kinds of different things. Okay, these are all Wikipedia code. You're probably going to be lost. So it says here in the talk discussion on Bill Clinton's talk page, editors are talking in the last 7 days. They was the last comment. This now has 13 people discussing it. Someone needs to re-add the relations with Jeffrey Epstein section. And you can go through here if you're really interested and read the discussion that these editors are having with each other and why it was moved in the first place, what the reasoning is, should we move it back? Anyway, this discussion is here. And by the time you're watching this video, the discussion could be even longer and the changes that were made may be back. I don't know. So you can see these conversations they're having. So these are all the editors here. These are all the editors and the date the edit was made and conversation. If you are a editor who wants to participate in this conversation, you can add right here where it says reply, you can add your own comment. See, reply to this person right here. I can type that all in there and that will give me, I can weigh into that conversation and you can do it too. But before you do that, you're going to be careful that you don't want to get involved in this for the rest for months, probably. Some of these conversations go on for a very long time. So if we look over here at some of the various Wikipedia articles, there is one called The Presidency of Bill Clinton. And I'm going to show you that during the presidency. Here's the Wikipedia page. It's different from the Bill Clinton. Look, there's even a Wikipedia page for timeline of the Bill Clinton presidency. Look at this. There's so many Wikipedia articles about Bill Clinton. Well, this is a different one. All right. So if you go down here, and Epstein is not mentioned on here. This is about him being elected, like the actual campaign, the election, his people who were in his administration, judicial appointments, domestic affairs, votes, healthcare, welfare reform, anti-drug strategy, economy, deregulation, gay rights, abortion, firearms, environmentalism, agriculture, education, health, other policies, pardons, copyright, foreign affairs, on and on and on and on. So this is the things that happened during the presidency, not necessarily Bill Clinton himself. It is about what happened during the presidency. And I want you to remember this, that is a massive article, and so is the Bill Clinton article. So if you really want to have these edits to be seen that about Epstein, I really don't care. They need to be in a place where people can find them easily. And if you try to put them on the Bill Clinton Wikipedia page, just him himself, it's going to just be engulfed by a lot of other information. So where you'll find it is on the Wikipedia page called the Post-Presidency of Bill Clinton. I've not seen this Wikipedia article before I started this video, but it looks like that it is, look at the view history. We can see that it has been edited for a while, 2024, 2023, older, 2022, 2021, 2020. Let's look at the oldest edits. The oldest edits, this Wikipedia article was created in October 21st, 2009 by somebody named Purple Backpack 89. Created the article. If we click on this, it'll tell us what the Wikipedia page looked like when they created it. This is about his post-presidency. And As you can see, it talks about a lot of things that are, he went to North Korea. He's his personal health, the environment, relations with George H.W. Bush, the William Clinton Foundation, public works, William J. Clinton Presidential Center, public speaking and campaigning. This is all post-presidency. So this was created in 2011. Let's go back to now. Okay, so this is what the Wikipedia page looks like today. So this has got coverage of public speaking and campaigning. Bob Dole, Presidential Center, which has its own Wikipedia article, the Presidential Center. Okay, published work, which has its own Wikipedia articles, Citizen, My Life After the White House, which is a book, and Giving, How Each of Us Can Change the World. That's another book. So these are separate Wikipedia articles about the books. And they can't be all like everything can be on every page. It's just too hard to find everything. Here's the William J. Clinton Foundation, which also has its own Wikipedia article. Relations with George H.W. Bush, about the environment, personal health. 2008 presidential election, how he contributed. Trip to North Korea, George W. Bush. 2012 presidential election, 2016 presidential election, 2020. It looks like it's all in chronological order, right? Other. Okay, under this section, they're saying it needs to be updated. It does not cite any sources. So down here, disbarment from Supreme Court practice, fiction writer, foreign funerals, relationship with Jeffrey Epstein. So here you go. Here's all this information right there, and it's all got citations for it. Look, there's an article called Relationship of Bill Clinton and Jeffrey Epstein. Let's click on that. Look, there is a whole Wikipedia page just devoted to the relationship of Bill Clinton and Jeffrey Epstein. All the history, it's all in chronological order, political fallout, conspiracy theories, and so on. And here's the citations for it. So it's here. It's all transparent. If you tried to put all 17 citations at the moment, onto the Wikipedia page for Bill Clinton, it would be lost. It would have to be summed up. They would have to condense this Wikipedia page a lot to be able to get it onto the Bill Clinton Wikipedia page, because Bill Clinton was president of the United States and he has a ton of content. So you cannot say, unless of course you've got some political leanings that thinks that Clinton is the only reason why he's famous is because he had a relationship with Jeffrey Epstein, which, come on now. There was a huge life, huge history, done a lot of things that have citations for it. So instead of it being lost, all this content onto the Wikipedia page of Bill Clinton or the presidency of Bill Clinton, they have a completely different Wikipedia page for it. And I think it makes sense. And of course, you can go to the talk page and there's nothing really there. It says it should be put on the Bill Clinton page. Somebody said August 17th. If it was put on the Bill Clinton page, it would have to be summarized. So there wouldn't be as much information on the Bill Clinton page. So if you're really looking for transparency and a lot of content, then it makes sense to be on the Wikipedia page separately. As you can see on the post-presidency of Bill Clinton, there is some content. See, relationship with Jeffrey Epstein. So if this was summarized even further and put onto the Bill Clinton Wikipedia page, it would have to be like a paragraph. So they can't expand it and keep expanding it. I mean, this guy's Wikipedia page, if we put everything onto one Wikipedia page, it would be so unreadable and hard for people to understand what was going on. It would be too much. So they've decided to put it there. And these are decisions that are made by editors, just like yourself, who could be having conversations about this. I don't know if there's anything on the talk page. Let's see. These are technical things going on. No, I don't see any discussion about it. They're talking about a photo, how to rename it. This hasn't got any conversation whatsoever on here about that. They were going to nominate this for deletion in 2013. Here's a discussion. If you click on that, it says they decided to keep it. And on and on. It's all there, you guys. It's not a secret. Nobody's hiding it. It's there. You just don't, at least this guy doesn't know how to check. I mean, he's looking on the Wayback Machine as if it's this giant conspiracy that the information is being hidden. It's not being hidden. It's right there. So let's be careful about making more conspiracies. And as I said, the Dunning-Kruger effect, where people think they have so much information, they're so knowledgeable, and they can't be fooled, that they just make assumptions that they're so smart and brilliant that they, of course, I'm an educated human being and there's no way they're going to pull the wool over my eyes. I think it's Hillary and blah, blah, blah. No, it's Wikipedia editors, who could be you, are just trying to make it easier and more transparent to find a lot of information. Now, I've not read these Wikipedia pages. I'm not going to read these Wikipedia pages. I am not interested in this. I'm waiting for the mainstream media or whatever it is to finally come to a conclusion about what happened and who was responsible, and then they can go to jail, because I don't care if it was Bill Clinton, who I voted for, or who. I don't care. I just think that there should be some repercussions and some justice in this. But I'm not going to follow every step of the way and sit there and argue about it and make all these assumptions and fall into these rabbit holes. I mean, this guy, whose name is Cancel This Company, Cancel This Co., whoever he is, he started out with an assumption right up here. He's up here. The assumption is the Wikipedia page, they're trying to hide all the information about Bill Clinton's relationship with Jeffrey Epstein. He's got that up here. And he's not gone down the rabbit hole directly down. He's kind of like moved over to the side and gone down some other rabbit hole that doesn't have the answers he's seeking, because the answers he's seeking are over here on the talk page and on the edit history of the Wikipedia page. So I hope I cleared this up. In summary, all edits on Wikipedia are transparent. You need to assume a little bit of good faith that the editors are all over the world. They're editors who have all different political bents or no political bent whatsoever, who are trying to make the encyclopedia, Wikipedia, better for people's experience to read about. So for the average person out there should be able to get the information they're looking for if the information is backed up in reliable, notable sources, which appears to be. And sometimes, like in the case of Bill Clinton, it needs to be divided up into smaller articles that can be expanded so that there's more information there and it's not lost on a Wikipedia page that is too, there would be just too much content on it. And that's what happened. And I believe, and I've never looked, but I would assume this is true with pretty much all political figures or very famous people that have that much documentation. I suppose if you went to King Charles's Wikipedia page or Elizabeth II's Wikipedia article, or if you went to Barack Obama's Wikipedia article, I would assume they're all broken out in the same kind of way, that there's so much information, so many citations, that it needs to be separate articles. I think you'll find like the genealogy or the family tree of Queen Elizabeth II on a separate Wikipedia article, which has all her offspring and her relationships, her family members, and all like a family tree. And you can click on each of those links and go to a separate Wikipedia article. It just makes more sense to have it in a different Wikipedia article than trying to combine it all into one, where I said the information is just going to get lost and you have to summarize it even further. So interesting, right? So if you guys have any questions, please let me know. You can find me at Susan Gerbic at Yahoo or Gmail. If you want to send me an email, you can write comments on the videos here. You can also contact me on Twitter, Blue Sky, Instagram, Threads, Facebook Messenger. My DMs are all open everywhere, and I'm happy to answer these kinds of questions and try to come to some way of explaining it to you who are, I assume, are not editors, that you can see the workings of Wikipedia and why it really is. As editors, we're trying to make the best experience for you guys, but we have to be careful that the information we're putting on the Wikipedia articles is as unbiased by the editors writing as we can. But of course, we're using reliable sources that are also biased to some extent. And we have to attribute things, say, according to this person, they say this thing, and here's a citation at the end of it. We cannot put websites, we can't put blogs. It has to be the citations we use have to be at a certain standard. And if those standards do not exist or are extremely biased, we may have to, if they're biased, we have to attribute it. But if they're not at the standards, then they're not there. So if you say, I'm not seeing any information about this thing on a Wikipedia page, well, maybe the citations don't exist, or there's an editor who hasn't found that citation and decided they want to go and put it on the Wikipedia article. That could be you. So there's no list of things to get done. We're just random people who find interest in things. So if it's not on the Wikipedia page, it could be because it's just not noticed. Somebody's not interested in that topic and they haven't thought about doing it. And that's probably the best answer. So learn how to edit Wikipedia yourself. It is difficult. It's not the coding so much that's difficult. Well, I guess it would be to some people. But how do you know what content to put? How do you know what a reliable source is? How do you know how to try to get as much bias out of your edit, like what you're writing down? How do you do all that? Well, it's trial and error. It's reading a lot of Wikipedia pages. It's listening to a lot of other editors who have been here for 10 years or more and try to explain it. It's not just barging in like a bull in a china shop. It's not making up conspiracies. This is not helping. So learn the rules. There's buttons on all sides of this Wikipedia article, blue links all over. Click on those links and read what's there. Go to the history page, look at what's there. Go to the edit page, look at what's there. Go to the talk page, look and see what the talk page says. What are the editors saying to each other? Go into the archives, because when a talk page gets too long, then they archive it. And there's a little link up there that says archive, and how often it's archived. So you can see past discussions if you click on that. In other words, you can do research like crazy forever if you want on these topics. It's all public. So sorry, I get a little rambly. Hope this is helpful to you. I'm going to put it up my channel. Please check out my other videos that try to get into explaining Wikipedia and what's actually going on to the best of my abilities, because I am no expert on this myself. Take care, everyone. Thanks, everyone.